My name is Antonio Hooks, all the way from out here from California, and my final project is Body Image, the Attack on Self-Love. Chose this because I believe this is prevalent and relevant to things that are happening in our society as a whole, and I think this affects us all. All right. My stance today is modern men pretty much destroyed positive body image. It doesn't matter where we look. It doesn't matter what we're watching, whether it's on our movies, our music, whether it's TV shows, whether it's on Netflix, whether we on our social media, our TikTok, our Twitter, or Facebook. It doesn't matter. We're seeing pictures of what's proposed to us as how we're supposed to look, how we're supposed to be, and to a degree, there's nothing wrong with looking good and feeling good and being in shape and being fit and things like that. But then uh, there is so much in our media that's not realistic to the everyday person. Okay, the over ridiculous and sexual and hyper fit ways and all that crazy stuff. That's not the average person. Okay, I believe we've lost our sense of self worth, our appreciation of our own bodies. Just due to this big fragmented media that's going on. We got so much being pounded to us, so much being directed to us by conglomerates and people and major companies that don't really care about our mental state and how we perceive things, and even how we are about how our insecurities could be affected. Um, I believe this is the things that we have so much now these days that it's affected our body image. And I believe our body image is under attack. My major points that I'm gonna involve to kind of support what I'm saying is what is body image, and then we're gonna go to a brief history of social trends for body images and history for men and women. And you want to impact there's a traditional, whether digital, on the impact of body image, and we're gonna go to the negative kind of impact body image has on all individuals, and we're gonna conclude and we're gonna wrap and see how these things we can do to kind of support and empower body image. Now, first things first, we got to go over what is body image. All right, body image refers to a person is how they see themselves and how they feel about themselves. Um, it's says that statistically, Australian studies have revealed that a body image issues in men are related to lower quality in life as well as women. So, how we see ourselves and how we carry ourselves, this isn't just a male this isn't a female issue only. Now, it may be a little more prevalent. This might be a little the thing that is kind of more prevalent and talked about amongst women, but it's definitely a male problem too as well. And says 50% of adults in U.S. experience weight stigma. And so weight stigma is just how you have a problem with your weight, whether you weigh too much, too little. Either way, we have an issue. More than half, just half of us have an issue about our weights and things, and it's not being this body image isn't being promoted, and you're not put in a better light because it's literally everything around us is showing and making us feel horrible about normal activities, normal body shapes, normal people. And so we going on to kind of better understand why this is and why we have these things in our media, it comes from somewhere. We go back in history. As we're gonna start with the ladies. What was considered sexy for a woman back then? What was considered attractive or major person of stature? Well, we go back to ancient Egypt for women. Women were said to be beautiful. They were youthful, slim, and had narrow hips. The Italian Renaissance, women had to be had high for a rounded forehead, plucked eyebrows, blonde hair, fair skin, rosy cheeks, rounded stomach, large breasts, and full hips. You know what I mean? So then, it was okay, I guess, in the Italian Renaissance. It was good to be a bigger, plump, robust woman. You know what I mean? So you kind of see how it's changing, especially culturally. But we're going further in time. We'll go a little further. Go on to the Victorian age, back then, we're in 1837, 1901. Corsets were a thing. You know what I mean? And again, being plump, full figure. You know what I mean? You were desirable back then. You had an awesome shape. You had a that was meant to be desirable, and that was a woman of status. So you see, this is the trend. This is what's thought to be sexy, beautiful. Then we're going back. Now we're going later to the roaring 20s. So, movies are starting to be promoted. Movies are starting to come out. Films are starting to be filmed, okay? And I'm not sure the movie was just out just yet, but I mean, the actual film was out yet, but movies are starting to get, film things, movies starting to be filmed and things of that record. So, and now people start seeing people. And so it's changing. So it's another trend that's changing. Now they want to be slim. You gotta be kind of boyish, like, have a little meat figure. That's kind of mute now. Now we done stepped away from robust. Now we're back to being flat, being slim, being straight. You know what I mean? And then now we kind of shoot further in time, and we go to the 80s, the supermodel era. The rise of exercise and robot videos. And here goes another body trend. You know what I mean? Now you gotta be athletic, you gotta be tall, you gotta be extremely beautiful. And of course, now that's what's being proposed. They're on their magazines, and now photography's reached a height. Movies has reached a height. Where technology's gained up. So now you're seeing these extremely beautiful women on commercials, on the movies, and everything. So now this is the first time, like in history, in the super area, now we're seeing women, extremely beautiful women, broadcasting everything. And so now the everyday average woman is kind of left on the side, and it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. Everything we watch now, everyone's extremely attractive. Everyone's extremely fit, and it just takes away from the realism. And I hate to say it for the ladies, but it takes away the realism of how normal and the average women really are. All right, here we go. So then we're gonna go for a sake for men. Back in ancient Egypt, men were considered like wealthy if they were in shape, with broad shoulders and narrow waist. So baldness, and if you were bald, you were sitting, you had negative status, so that's a sign of kind of like faulty. Ancient Greece, they were above and beyond. We still hold like that kind of physique that the Greeks believe in, and with our Olympic games and stuff, like having a perfect physique, chiseled, broad, massive, and being ripped, insanely ripped and symmetrical. And even though it's not realistic to the body type they actually had, but that's what they pushed. That was their kind of body type they pushed for men. So you got a man back in ancient Greece. It's pretty. It had to be pretty sad if you didn't meet that metric. You know what I mean, or at least close to it. And of course it was unrealistic, of course, because it's just kind of the trend. But either way, going to Italian Renaissance. Going further in timeline, idle body, the ideal body type was like, again, we're going back boyish and lean. So now we're not extremely ripped. Now you just gotta be lean, and you gotta be slim. You gotta be a little cut, but not too big and rude. Now we're gonna take a step forward and like to the 1920s, and now the man body trend is to now you gotta be burly, strong, athletic, and lean. So now it's not one way or the other. Now it's all of it at once. And just me being a man, those things haven't changed for us. You still gotta be big, strong, tall, past 6 feet. That's what's thought to be attractive male. Extremely handsome, just child, all these other things. There's types now where that's the type. That's what you have to be. That's what's considered attractive. And again, there's nothing wrong with being attractive and having a body type that is seen attractive by people. But again, we go back to the attack on the normal everyday person. Everyone doesn't have that kind of look. Everyone isn't ultra attractive and super pretty. That's not realistic. Now, again, we're going to talk about some of the impacts that digital and traditional media has on women. Body image. What I'm saying? Like in the industry, we'll start with the entertainment industry for women. There's a lot of negativity toward women and how they're, just how they don't measure up to this unrealistic body type they must present. Super thick, super sexual, So yeah, super fit, super sexual, and being physically attractive. They have to meet all of those standards, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the entertainment industry. It doesn't it's we got to the point now whether she can sing or she can or she's talented, that doesn't really matter. She has to look appealing first rather than be talented. And you can see you can see how it affects women, and you can see how society treats women when they don't meet that aesthetic. Rihanna got pregnant, and you've seen people talking mess and trash about her, and she's regarded as being a beautiful woman. But the moment she gains a pound or an inch, she's overly criticized. And then and it's not just a celebrity. The average woman's treated like that too. They gain a weight, or it's automatically they're shamed, and it's a burden, and all of a sudden they're bad people, and you're not to be. It's out of pocket. A study showed that 10 minutes of exposure to videos featuring thin, sexualized performers leads to increase in body dissatisfaction of women. So you're starting to see that the things that women are watching, these videos and things like that, are putting unneeded and stressful pressure toward how women feel about their self-image and themselves. Then we go back to and then here's another study: nearly 7% of adult women report withdrawing from activities due to their body image. 70%. That's crazy. So that means that most women don't go experience the things they would like to do because they're afraid of what someone's gonna say, how they're gonna treat them, how they're gonna be viewed. And even though it may not be true, they might, they do less of it. But just because they're afraid of what could be said and what could be done, they're not gonna do those things. So that's affecting their mental, their physical, their spiritual. You know what I mean? That's taken away. Now, of course, again, this is not a female only issue. We go back to the fellas. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Now we are men. We not thought, this isn't our issue, but that's not true. We just care about men. Our body image, we just affected differently. We just care about more being muscular, getting in shape, getting slimmer, getting bigger. We care about getting bigger and getting stronger, you know what I mean? Which is kind of the opposite of women. Women want to be getting slimmer and getting smaller. We would prefer to get bigger and stronger. Because again, going back to the basic type, what men's supposed to be. We're supposed to be big, we're supposed to be tall, we're supposed to be strong. Or we're not, you're really criticized. Men are critiqued for being short and not tall and not strong all the time. And you've seen less than by other women. 3/4 of young boys report using appearance and performance enhancing substance to modify their body image. It affects the athletes too. The guys that are actually in shape, affects them too. Even if you're in shape, you're suffering from this poor body image, this need to always want to win and stay on top and stay fresh, stay fat, and not fall off don't lose appearances and not fall off the wagon and stay up. And it's likely that it's because of the media, the pressures put on by certain women, the aesthetic of what's seen to be attractive, and how if you don't measure up to that, then all of a sudden you're less quality of a man, which is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Those things in your physical appearance do not add to whether you are a quality person or not. And the same thing for the women. You don't have to be the ultra attractive, in shape woman to still be a quality woman. Qualities exceed far past of what you can physically see. We're going back to now. We're going to start at some of these impacts of this negative body image. Okay, negative body can cause depressive and anxiety, increased risk of suicidal thoughts, low self-esteem, interpersonal problems, alcohol and drug abuse, reduced physical activity, loss of sex drive, stress, and social isolation. These things happen in our society all day, every day. All these things because of these unrealistic tendencies and these things they push toward us, and that are not good for our society. The attack on the everyday normal human being is big and as prevalent as it ever been. Okay, it's even to the point now where we've gotten to it's a negative image has encouraged and promoted high risk cosmetic surgical procedures amongst men and women. These procedures, if not done by credible and licensed plastic surgeons, are more likely going horribly wrong. As you can see in this photo right here, this young lady's name is Jocelyn Wildstein. According to Times of India, she went on surgery and later went back her husband. Now, this is example of this is example of exactly why we've fallen off the wagon because now we're going to cosmetics, we're getting surgery. Surgery is high risk as it is. I mean, and cosmetic surgery has one of the lowest rates for surgery. But cosmetic surgery is still dangerous. It's still routine. And then, people going to different countries and trying to get a lower price and get surgery for the go or for the pick me up instead of actually paying quality for it. They're going to different countries and getting all these people who are not credible to do their surgeries. And this is the stuff that's happening. These are the dangers. And it's not worth it. People are dying under the knife. You know what I'm saying? So, this is one of those problems, having this negative body image. It's the pressures of still trying to keep that I'm beautiful, superiorly beautiful, I have to be this. And this is what it's doing to our society. We're doing things that harm us. All right, in my conclusion, the ultimate goal is for everyone to achieve a true sense of self-love and body neutrality. I just learned what it was today. Body neutrality is where you accept your body as it is and shift the importance from how your body looks to what your body can do, as well as reinforcing that your appearance does not define your worth. And that's enough to be said. And enough to be said on that part is like, okay, your worth is not just your physical makeup. There's so much more that makes you a quality human being. And we have to stop. We got to turn down these movies and turn off these things and stop the social media with the body goals and our relationship goals and trying to make other people's situation our situation. We have to learn to love where we're at and appreciate ourselves and understand that we can have a healthy body. We can take care of ourselves and we can get fit. But you got to love where you're at first and work in that arena. But setting these unrealistic goals and putting pressure on ourselves to things that's just not realistic. I see guys go to the gym all the time and try to go, I want to be like this guy in this magazine. They want to lift all the heavy weights, and they don't know that those guys been working out for years. Or the girls admire these girls on these magazines and these videos and don't know they've been sponsored. These girls work out. They've been invested into. The average woman can't afford to have that. You know what I mean? So you're being deceived. You know what I'm saying? This stuff that's happening, that's not average. The average day person, we need to be loved and worshiped. We need to love where we're at and mess with us. Overall, where we get into this and kind of what I was talking about is investing in media education. We can kind of unrealistic media representations of men and women's bodies. Media education forces people to ask who, what, where, and why this media source platform is target specific body image. When we get down to the education of why these things happening and what these marketing strategies for this in the media world, then we'll start breaking down the realism and living in reality. Overall, I know I've said a lot, but I pray everyone understands the value of self-worth and love. It is your body, it's your life. Love wearing your own skin. I'm a family man who promotes and lives positive body image. I hope you can influence your family and friends to do the same. All right. You guys have a great one, and I hope that you really love yourself, and I hope that you have a good day, and just know that we can love ourselves. We can be fit, we can be friendly, we can be awesome, and we don't have to live up to unrealistic expectations. All right, bye.